Cultural aspects in individuals that can influence consumer behavior. First, communication and language. Communication is an important aspect of consumer behavior. The language used in interactions with sellers, advertisement, and promotions can influence consumers' understanding and perceptions of the products or service over. Language also reflects the consumer's culture and identity. For the example is, the language used in product advertisement or promotions can influence consumers' appeal and trust in the brand or product. If the language used is relevant to consumers and their culture, it is likely that consumers will be more interested and motivated to make a purchase. Second, food and eating habits. Eating habits are also a factor that influence consumer behavior regarding food. Eating habits are eating patterns that have become an individual's routine or habit. For the example is, if a person has healthy eating habits and prioritize the consumption of vegetables, they are likely to choose foods that contain a lot of vegetables when choosing food at restaurant or supermarket. These eating habits have become part of their daily routine and influence their food choices.
The influence of reference groups in influencing consumer behavior. A group or group of people used by another group as a reference or guide is called a reference group, both in terms of communication patterns that are built or membership structures, and so on. This reference group is intended to develop other groups that have just been formed or are still small. However, in determining a reference group, the target group and the group we will build must have the same type of characters. The influence of group in influencing consumer behavior is the influence of social groups. Social groups are groups consisting of people who have the same interests or activities. Social group can influence individual consumer behavior in terms of product and service choice. For example, a member of a sport club may be more likely to purchase sportswear from a brand sponsored by his or her club.
Consumer behavior is influenced by various factors, one of which is individual personality. Characteristics that represent a person's uniqueness can influence preference and consumption decision. In the context of psychoanalysis, Freud's theory highlights the role of unconscious in shaping personality and possibly influencing product choices. Example, someone who has an analytic personality may tend to be a cautious and conservative consumer. From a psychological perspective, personality is understood as the result of interaction with the social environment. Individuals tend to choose products that reflect their social identity. Example, a social active person may be more interested in products that support dynamic lifestyle. Trait theory is also relevant, assuming that a person's innate characteristic can predict consumer behavior. Example, someone who has extrovert nature might prefer products that support social activities. Consumer behavior is influenced by personal value and lifestyle concepts, which are reflected in the individual personality. For example, someone who has high desire might tend to choose environmentally friendly products. In addition, an active and dynamic lifestyle can encourage preference than for products that support physical activity. Overall, personal values and lifestyle create the basis of decision making, influencing the selection products and brands that align with the individual identity and preference.
Fourth, relevance between attitudes. The relevance of attitude to consumer behavior, one of which is matched on the product not purchasing behavior, which is an effort to find the right product to meet consumer needs and expectations. For example, when consumers are going to buy a car, of course, consumer will do research via the internet or directly visit a car showroom. The research is carried out with the aim of knowing reviewers of various types of cars, specific cars, and budgets. Next, change attitudes. Attitudes change to consumer behavior, one of which is belief change. which is when consumer get information about a product, consumer may research their belief about the product. For example, when consumer get information about product that support Israel, it leads consumer to reconsider their beliefs about Israel committing genocide on Palestine.